how concerned is the aviation business about all this? Paul Briggs is joint head of aviation at the international law firm Bird & Bird. He's with me in the studio. Paul, let's start with that. How concerned is the world of aviation about what it's seeing?
This is obviously very bad news, not only for the individual passenger, for the airline, but it just makes the airline industry look bad. I'd just like to pick up on some of the statements that the counsel for the individual said, that he referred to the airline industry bullying people and giving less than they deserve. I think that this has been a disaster for the airline, and a number of things have gone wrong, but I think that the airline industry really values its clients, its customers, and I think there have been enormous changes made in recent years to make sure that customers do get a good, happy treatment from their carrier.
But is there a big difference between European airlines? I mean, we've seen Ryanair try and make itself more friendly, and American Airlines here.
You know, I'm not going to start criticising American Airlines because that's not going to help me or anyone at all. What I would say is, picking up on the positive side of what you've said, take Ryanair. So Ryanair is one of the airlines which has led the development of low-cost carriers around Europe. Now, that has been good for the European consumer. So there was a time when Michael O'Leary used to humour us all and used to be rather fabulous with the way he'd say, you know, you're not paying a lot, so what do you expect? Well, look at low-cost carriers now. So EasyJet now attracts an enormous amount of business traffic. Even Ryanair is making an effort to be more cuddly and more friendly to its passengers. And I take the example of Jet2.com. Its logo is friendly low fares, and there's a reason for that. So even low-cost carriers in Europe have learned how to please their passengers.
I might say, though, that United's logo is come fly the friendly skies. I mean, there's nothing friendly about dragging that man out of a plane, is there?
OK, so this is a disaster at every level, and a number of things have gone wrong. So I have to say that we very rarely come across this, because normally if an airplane is overbooked, you don't put the passengers on the airplane.
Yeah, is overbooking, Paul, the key to this? I mean, if we got rid of overbooking, would we see fares go up?
Well, OK, the answer to that is, how much more do you want to pay to travel? So I haven't got the statistics in front of me because I've had quite a busy day, but a lot of passengers do not turn up for their flight. So unless the airline overbooks, you'll be flying around in a half-full, three-quarters full airplane, and you'll be paying more per flight. So it's not really overbooking. Airlines have to manage that. That's good airline business. What's gone wrong here is that the passengers got on the airplane, then it was made clear to them that they were being asked to leave, not for another passenger to get on, but for a staff rotation. So clearly that's not great from a customer relations perspective. But also then the way it was handled.
Yeah,
so
appallingly badly handled. How much do you think, Paul, this is going to cost United to settle? I mean, that's what we're talking about here, isn't it? A legal settlement. Presumably it's going to be a very big check, isn't it?
Well, you know, that's a big ugly mess, and I haven't got any opinion on that at all. What I do have an opinion on is the way that European airlines protect their passengers. So you may have heard of Regulation 261, generally in Europe called denied boarding. So in Europe, because of the way that the low-cost carrier market developed, now, if you are denied boarding onto an airplane, or if your flight is more than 3 hours late, you're entitled to a whole load of compensation.
We're a lot more protected, is the bottom line.
Not only are you well protected in Europe, but actually an airline ends up as being the insurer of last resort, often for no cause of its own.
Paul, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very much. It's Paul Briggs there from Bird & Bird.